Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So Elaine, Amber's lawyer, did an interview this morning with the Today Show. So kind of interesting. The rumor is that Amber was supposed to do it with her and then she backed out. I'm not sure if that was true. I just read it in a few articles, but I wanted to play it for you guys and kind of give you my thoughts as we're watching it. So here it is. Let me get it for you.
And we are joined now by Amber Heard's attorney, Elaine Charlson. Bretta Hoff, good morning to you. It's good to see you. First question, how is Amber doing? We saw her hearing that verdict. It took a long time to read. It was a sweeping verdict for Johnny Depp. How did she handle it?
You know, one of the first things she said is, I am so sorry to all those women out there. This is a setback for all women in and outside the courtroom. And she feels it, and she feels the burden of that.
Sorry, that's bullcrap. I think it's definitely a good thing because now, because there's men that are being abused too. And now a man could feel confident and feel like they could come out and they could speak about what's happening and that maybe people will believe them and, not feel ashamed about saying, hey, my girlfriend's abusing me. My wife's abusing me. Number one. Number two, what she freaking did is like such a mockery and insult to the real victims. If she would have won, that would have actually been more of an insult to victims of abuse, in my opinion. So that's just bullcrap. Okay, let's continue here.
Well, knowing the case and knowing the law as you certainly do, it favors defendants like Amber Heard. Are you stunned that the jury essentially rejected her story?
Yeah, because it's not true. It favors them because when abuse is really happening, then heck yeah, it should favor the victim. But that should show you that it's because it's not true. Amber was the freaking abuser. Okay, sorry. And I just want to say if you...
Well, really what happened here is it's a tale of two trials. Johnny Depp brought a suit in the UK for the same case. And the burden of proof was easier for him there. The son had to actually prove that it was true, and the court found there, and we weren't allowed to tell the jury this, but the court found that Mr. Depp had committed at least 12 acts of domestic violence, including sexual violence, against Amber.
First of all, I would like to know if that's true. Does anybody know? And if she's not lying and they did find it, it's probably because they won. So the court was favoring, in UK, I mean, the son had to basically prove, they wanted to win. So they probably did have some kind of evidence that was crap, I'm sure. And then people were saying that there's like the judge or somebody was a relative of somebody or something, that it was basically not a very fair trial in the UK. So maybe that is true, but it doesn't mean that it's true. Like, just because Son may have brought this evidence and somehow the court favored Son and was on the Son's side, it doesn't necessarily mean that that was true, in my opinion. And for those of you that get annoyed that I am talking as we're watching this, I'm sorry. This is a reaction video and I'm not going to just sit there and play it. I mean, I have to basically make it my own. You know what I'm saying? In the rules of YouTube's policy and fair use, in order for it to be okay for me to play it, there's certain things you have to do. So this is going to be a reaction video. So I do apologize if you don't like this kind of a thing, that you can watch it on the Today Show and you don't have to listen to my annoying voice. Okay, so let's continue.
So what did Depp's team learn from this? Demonize Amber and suppress the evidence. We had an enormous amount of evidence that was suppressed in this case that was in the UK case. In the UK case, when it came in, Amber won, Mr. Depp lost.
But here's the thing. You were able to get some evidence that you say demonstrated abuse. You certainly had her testimony. There were pictures, documents, all kinds of evidence. But in point of fact, the jury rejected it. You argued in your closing arguments that if they found even one instance of abuse, and it did not even have to be physical abuse, that they would have to find for Amber Heard, and they didn't.
And the other part to bear in mind here is nothing changed. The op-ed didn't even mention Mr. Depp by name. And so what basically they did here is demonize her.
Wait, did she just kind of avoid answering the question? I feel like she kind of just avoided it and is going, like, answering something, talking about something else. Huh. Let me know what you guys think.
And they were able to suppress the medical records, which were very, very significant because they showed a pattern going all the way back to 2012 of Amber reporting this to her therapist, for example. We had significant amount of texts, including from Mr. Depp's assistants, saying, when I told him he kicked you, he cried. He is so sorry. That didn't come in.
Is there any other way to interpret this verdict, though, that this jury, for whatever reason, and I hear you on some of the evidence that they didn't hear, listening to Amber Heard, did not believe a single word?
You know, and that's because she was demonized here. A number of things were allowed in this court that should not have been allowed, and it caused the jury to be confused.
No, that's because it didn't happen. Yes, I think that's exactly what happened. I'm not sure what this lady's name is, but whatever your name is, I think it is because the jury didn't believe Amber. Yeah, that's why. I feel like they were trying to be fair, I feel like, and it wasn't because the media demonized it, and they weren't allowed to even watch anything, right? The jury's not allowed to even watch any of the media or anything going on about this case during the trial. So, no, I think that's bull. Why can't they just, I mean, I know it's never going to happen. Why can't Amber just admit it, you know? But that'll never happen, I know. But I feel like if she did, she would get at least a little bit of respect for coming clean. She'd probably be looked at way better than what she's looked at now. I mean, she could go about it like, I looked back on my life. I decided, I want to be a better person. I want to do what's right. I'm going to change my ways. I'm going to get some therapy. I'm going to just try to work on myself and be a better person and then come clean. Then she might be able to redeem herself, But keep going on with this lie and still playing the victim and pretending that everybody made a mistake and that we're all idiots for thinking that she's full of it and that she's lying about it, and making everybody else. I mean, it's basically calling us stupid, calling like the majority of people in the public and the media and everybody, the jury and everybody calling us stupid. And it's like an insult to everybody to basically keep going on with this lying and say that, they got it wrong and this is such an injustice and this is such an insult to victims and this is blah, blah, blah. It's basically an insult to everybody. Just come clean.
We weren't allowed to tell them about the UK judgment. So the damages is completely skewed. There are no damages. It stopped at November 2, 2020, which is when the judgment came down in the UK.
Let me ask you about social media in this case. Unlike any celebrity case, certainly I've ever covered or ever seen, social media was a part of this. And it was incredibly lopsided and vitriolic against Amber Heard. Do you think that had an effect on the case?
Absolutely.
You think jurors were aware of it? They weren't supposed to be. They're admonished every single day. Don't look at it. Do you think they did see it?
How can you not? They went home every night. They have families. The families are on social media. We had a 10-day break in the middle because of the judicial conference. There's no way they couldn't have been influenced by it. And it was horrible. It really, really was lopsided. And I appreciate your saying that. It's like the Roman Colosseum, how they viewed this whole case. I was against cameras in the courtroom, and I went on record with that and had argued against it because of the sensitive nature of this. But it made it a zoo.
Does your client want to appeal?
Oh, absolutely. And she has some excellent grounds for it. We even had tried to get the UK judgment in to dismiss his case because he already had his shot. And that's one of the issues, but also a number of the evidentiary issues. There was so much evidence that did not come in.
Is she able to pay a $10.4 million judgment?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Finally, in closing arguments, Amber's team argued that this would send a message, that it would send a message that no matter what you do as an abuse victim, you always have to do more. You need to be perfect in order for people to believe you if she did not get a favorable verdict. What message do you think this sends?
It's a horrible message. It's, as I said, a setback. It's a significant setback because that's exactly what it means. Unless you pull out your phone and you video your spouse or your significant other beating you, effectively, you won't be believed.
Not true. I mean, if you go to the hospital for injuries, that's one way. You have the records, the hospital records. Plus, if you had actually real injuries that you documented, And another thing is if she really would have went through what she said that she went through with Johnny and those things really happened, it would have been more believable. Like there would have been real emotion coming up. There would have been tears flowing. She wouldn't even had to try to fake cry. There would have been like signs, like certain signs where it would have been obvious. People would have felt it. Like the jury would have felt her pain and her emotion while she's telling the story, because you'll be able to feel it if it's real. The fact is when she was telling those stories of what allegedly Johnny did to her, I felt nothing. And a lot of you guys in chat were saying the same thing. We felt nothing. And if that really happened to her, we would have felt so much as she was telling the story, reliving it. But I just it made me angry and almost comical in a way because it was so ridiculous. But also it made me more angry because it's just like, ugh. Piece of crap, literally. I know that I should say you turd for trying to pretend that you're all upset and with that stupid fake sad face that was so obviously fake, and it just looks so ridiculous. And some of the accusations that she was making about him, it just made me so angry. And if that really had happened to her, we wouldn't even be able to help but feel bad. Because the emotion, we would have felt the emotion through her as she was reliving it. I'm sorry. I really feel that no matter how much I don't like somebody, if I hear or feel some emotional or traumatic thing that they were feeling and that they went through and they were hurting and reliving it and it was a serious thing, I would feel it because that's just the way I am. And there's a lot of you out there that are like that. You would feel it if it was real. Not everybody. I feel like maybe you wouldn't. If you really don't like somebody, you might not. But I do. I am the type for some reason that no matter how much I'm just like, ooh, I don't like that person. If they were hurting and they're sad and they're like talking about it, I can't help but feel it. So I didn't feel anything as far as the story she was telling about what she said Johnny allegedly did to her. Although I do feel bad for her because she's so messed up in the head, I feel like, and she's got so many issues that I sympathize her on that level, but not on the level of where I feel like she went through this traumatic thing that and she's a victim of Johnny. That's never why I said I sympathize with her. It was for a whole other reason. But anyway, okay, this is almost over. Let's finish here.
Elaine Charlson, Bertahoff, thank you very much for your time this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh, okay, so it's over. Now let's watch Camille and Ben give their little speech right after Johnny won. I know we watched it yesterday, but let's just watch it again here since we watched Elaine.
Hi, everyone. Today's verdict confirms what we have said from the beginning, that the claims against Johnny Depp are defamatory and unsupported by any evidence. We are grateful, so grateful to the jury for their careful deliberation, to the judge and the court staff who have devoted an enormous amount of time and resources towards this case.
Our judicial system is predicated on each person's right to have his or her case heard, and we were honored, truly honored, to assist Mr. Depp in ensuring that his case was fairly considered throughout the trial. We are also most pleased that the trial has resonated for so many people in the public who value truth and justice. Now that the jury has reached its conclusive verdict, it's time to turn the page and look to the future. Thank you all so much, and thanks to the jury.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Vasquez, have you spoken to Johnny? How is he feeling? How's Johnny feeling?
Will Johnny and Amber ever speak to each other again?
Ms. Vasquez, is this the end of the matter? Ms. Vasquez, will there be any more legal action?
Is Mr. Johnny Depp going to run for office?
Okay, so that's that. What did you guys think? You want to read Amber's statement? Here, I'll read Amber's statement real quick to you guys. Again, I know most of you already heard it, but I know I read this before. Or no, I didn't read it. We listened to Law and Crime read it. And a lot of you guys already heard it, but let's just read it together. Okay. So the disappointment I feel today is beyond words. I'm heartbroken that the mountain of evidence still was not enough to stand up to the disproportionate power, influence, and sway of my ex-husband. I'm even more disappointed with what this verdict means for other women. It is a setback. It sets back the clock to a time when a woman who spoke up and spoke out could be publicly shamed and humiliated. It sets back the idea that violence against women is to be taken seriously. I believe Johnny's attorney succeeded in getting the jury to overlook the key issue of freedom of speech and ignore evidence that was so conclusive that we won in the UK. I am sad I lost this case, but I am sadder still that I seem to have lost a right I thought I had as an American, to speak freely and openly. Wow, look, somebody replied, "You're my hero. I will always be by your side. You inspire so many people to fight for justice, and we know your truth. I love you even more than I can say. Thank you for your strength. Thank you for not giving up. I'm here with you always." Wonder how many people, like percentage-wise, are Team Amber, and then how many are Team Johnny. Well, the rest would be Team Johnny, but I just wonder how many. What do you guys think? If you had to guess, like, between people that are actually paying attention to this case and care about this case, how many people would say they're Team Amber or are Team Amber and actually believed her compared to not? Let's see how many people are responded. This other person said, "Oh, we are with you, Amber. We are always with you. You are our warrior and winner. You are our strength. We love you. You were so amazing and strong these last few days. I'm very proud of you and didn't stop praying and defending you every day. I never get tired of saying how wonderful you are and how much I love you. You are heard." Huh, I like how they did that. Heard. "I've never been as proud of anyone as I am of you." And then that same person, oh, this is the same person, says, "Congratulations, my queen. Your strength gave me hope to fight the injustices of the world. You will forever be my superhero, my greatest love, and my source of strength. You fought for all the women in this world. We need you. I love you." Wow. So there are a lot. I'm not going to read them all, but "I believe in you. I'll be here for you. Sorry, babe. Stay safe. I'll always stand with you. Please stay safe. I'm very sorry to hear this. Always love you." Well, this person's name is Queen Amber Heard. "I'm so sorry. I love you. I support you. I believe in you. I stand with you always and forever." This one's called Best of Amber Heard. Amber Heard Daily. "I'm so sorry, Amber. Stay strong. We love you and support you always forever. Stay strong. I hear you, Amber, and I believe you. I'm standing with you. I'm disgusted by what happened today, but please know so many of us believe and stand with you. We love you and believe you. So sorry, Angel, your bravery and strength." Okay, this is making my stomach nauseous. Let's see. Is there any other? What did she do here? Yeah, this is the one that I had screenshot like couple weeks ago, and I wanted to read you during one of the breaks just to have, something to fill in the time. So, I'll read it now. So this is right before the trial started. It says, "I'm going to go offline for the next several weeks. As you may know, I'll be in Virginia, where I face my ex-husband, Johnny Depp, in court. Johnny is suing me for an op-ed I wrote in the Washington Post, in which I recounted my experience of violence and domestic abuse. I never named him. Rather, I wrote about the price women pay for speaking out against men in power. I continue to pay that price, but hopefully when this case concludes, I can move on and so can Johnny. I have always maintained a love for Johnny, and it brings me great pain to have to live out the details of our past life together in front of the world. At this time, I recognize the ongoing support I've been fortunate to receive throughout the years, and in these coming weeks, I will be leaning on it more than ever. With love, always, A." Okay, so that's about all I have for you today. I'm working on a couple more videos I'll be uploading, like I said, of this trial that I already have in the works. So hopefully by the end of this week, by the end of the weekend, I'll have all those done, and then we could move on to some true crime. Unless if something else comes up in this. That's a wrap. These beauties. Some of these pictures. Whoa. Bring it on Friday. Okay. I don't think I want to look at anymore. Alright, guys. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Really, 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 really need your love. I'm begging you to be kind. I'm begging you to be kind.